My name is Carl Leon. I may be the only Dutch person here, but anyway. I'd like to be here. I'm a financial advisor, and my job is to make sure that you are wealthy by the time you're 65.
Michael, I'm with New BC as well.
Second introduction. Monsieur Lee, MLA for Burnaby Law, also Parliamentary Secretary for Asia Pacific Strategy. I think it will.
Oh, sure. I'm Carolyn Rossetti, the Executive Director of the Burnaby North Road BIA and proud partner of the Burnaby Board of Trade. Member partnering today. And this is my student, the summer student from UBC, actually from Seoul, Korea, Eileen Han.
Hi, I'm Peter Clinton from Four Pillars, and we help people to avoid bankruptcy.
Darren Gallagher, I'm a student checking out the Burnaby Board of Trade's Access Program.
I'm working at International Trust as a state branch, and I'm over participating for BIA for transit Korea.
Would you like to introduce yourselves? Everybody, and now it's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker for today, Consul General Choi Young-ho. I hope I've said that properly. The Consul General is a Korean diplomat and first entered the Korean Ministry of Foreign Affairs in 1983. Since then, Consul General Choi has served in numerous posts across the globe, including in Europe, the United States, Japan, and India. In 2007, he returned to Korea, where he undertook the position as Senior Director for Planning and Management at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, later becoming Director General for Planning and Management. And then in 2010, Consul General Choi came here to BC, where he took up the post of Consul General of the Republic of Korea in Vancouver. So please join me in welcoming our guest speaker, Consul General.
Thank you, Mr. President. Already, more than 30 years have passed since I entered my ministry. I forgot, some part of my career. So you remind me of my careers there. And hi everyone. I'm so honored to be here with you today, and on behalf of the Korean Council and Korean community in Oslo. So I think we call the Korean town. I welcome all of you to this place. And then also I thank Mr. Paul Holden, President of the Burnaby Board of Trade, for organizing this wonderful high-tech Kimchi events. Before I go further, I would like to ask you one thing. The name of this event is a high-tech Kimchi event, right? I taste the tea, but no kimchi on the table. Yeah. And I have honor to speak with you. I'll give you the brief history of the bilateral relationship between Canada and Korea, and because this year is very special. We celebrate the 50th anniversary of the diplomatic ties. Also, we celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Korean armistice. But 50th anniversary, in other words, we call it Golden Jubilee. But the bilateral relations dates back to the more than 1 century ago. I think it's when we begin our contact, between Canada and Korea, late 19th century, there are several Canadian missionaries and teachers came to Korea and to bring the Christianity and also many modern education system in Korea. I'll introduce among them the three famous well-known Canadian educators and first one is Dr. John Gale. He introduced the modern education, the curricula into Korea. For example, science, physics, astronomy, and medical science also. And he was a very good interpreter and translator. I think some of the participants introduced themselves as interpreter or translator. But this Dr. John, the Reverend John Gales, he was the first, Western people to publish the English-Korean dictionary, late 19th century. And also he introduced many Korean literature into the Western world. He translated many Korean literature into the English, and also many the English version of the literature into Korean one. The second one, Dr. Robinson. Some of you think has visited Korea a couple of times, right? And then I remind you about the visit. If you happen to visit the Sinchon area, the western part of Seoul, still you can find out easily the Yonsei University, and under that university, very famous Korean medical school is called Severance Hospital. And that Severance Hospital and the Yonsei Medical University was established by the Canadian doctor Robinson. So the another one, I think he is Dr. John Schofield or Schofield. He came to Seoul around the early 20th centuries. As you might know, in 1905, Korea was fell to the victim by the Japanese colonial imperialists. So since then, unofficially annexed to Japan in 1910. Since then, the Koreans, took to the streets or they took the weapons to get back the sovereignty. One of the famous independence movements took place in 1919, March 1st. We call that March 1st Independence Movement. That one was a non-violence independence movement. So during that independence movement, the Canadian doctor John Schofield was one of the main protestants there, and he was jailed and tortured, and he died. And then later on, Korea became the independence right after the World War II in 1945. The Dr. Schofield, he was the only foreigners buried in the patriot blood in our national cemetery. So we have, because of the time constraints, I introduced the three Canadians. Our relationship with Canada traces back to the not just 50 years. That's our official term one. Traces back to the more than 1 century. Since then, also Korea owes many things to Canada in the process of the developing our countries. As you know, there was a war on the Korean Peninsula in 1950. North Korean communists invaded the southern part of the peninsula. So Korea was on the brink of the collapse totally. So at the time, the United Nations Security Council decided to send the UN forces, United Nations forces. Canada was the third country who sent the third biggest soldiers to Korea. And the number is around 27,000. And among them, 516 young Canadian soldiers made the ultimate sacrifice there to defend the democracy and freedom of Korea. So this year, as I said, marks the 60th anniversary of the armistice. Since then, with that kind of contribution, dedications from Canada, from late 19th century to the middle of the 20th century, Korea owed so much to Canada. So without that kind of support, so today's Korea would not exist. In the sense, on behalf of the Korean government, I would like to express gratitude to the descendants of the Canadian, the missionaries and educators and also soldiers. And the relationship evolves into the many ways. I mean, these days, and finally, in 1963, both countries officially agreed to conclude diplomatic relationship. It's January 14th in 1963, and since then, the development of the relationship is remarkable. So I can describe that remarkable development of the relationship using the three keywords. One is the Canada and Korea socialize in the area of the political affairs and also diplomatic areas. So, for example, since the Korean War, North Korea, repeatedly provoked more than 100 times. Very recent one is about 2 years ago, they sent the Korean naval ship, and also they armed the small islands, and also recently they test fired missiles and also nuclear, southern nuclear tests they did. They kind of every time North Korea provoked, Canada took the, I think Canada was announced the strong statements and also expressed the strong support to Korea. And the second one, in the area of the economic and trade areas, I can say both countries are ideal partners. So, in that sense, Korea is only, the land size is only 1/50th of Canada's. So, even only the land size of British Columbia is 10 times of that of South Korea, and 5 times that of the whole Korean peninsula. But the population, BC is only 3.5 million, right? And only in the south of the Korean peninsula, it's more than 50 million people. If we include North Korea, North Korea has 25 million people there. The total more than 75 million people live in the small Korean peninsula. And also we don't have any such natural resources there. But Canada, so how can I say? Canada is so much, is blessed with so much natural resources here. That's economic structure. Yes. Based, not only based, I think it's very complementary. So Korea has a skilled labor, and also Korea has a very good manufacturing basis there, from heavy machinery and to IT area. Canada is also has a good natural resources. Also, Canada is forerunner in the area of green technology. And if you take all these factors into account, Korea and Canada, easily become the ideal partners. Let me give you some numbers. Korea is Canada's seventh largest trading partner and the third biggest partner in Asia. And if we narrow down to the British Columbia, Korea is the fourth largest trading partner. And the trade value, I think, is 2 years ago, at the end of the 2010, trade value between the two countries achieved the $10 billion. Is in the trade relationship of among the countries. There are some thresholds, and then in terms of the trade volumes, $10 billion is another indicator of how close economic relations are there. And still, that's not the only things. There are ample room of the opportunities there in the future. And one of the last one that described the bilateral relationship is Canada and Korea also very like-minded in the international forum. So very interesting numbers I found out at the United Nations and other international organizations. There are many cases to decide by voting. So one step showed that the more than 80% of times Canada and Korea voted in the same directions. So that means the global issues such as climate change and democracy and human rights, terrorism, all kinds of international issues, Korea and Canada are on the same wavelength. I can say that. So between our two countries, there are no such pending issues. Maybe I can say that one issue is the concluding of the FTA negotiations still going on. I think early next week, as you might know, those negotiations started in 2004. We had 12 rounds of the negotiations, but because of the medical disease broke out in Canada, the negotiations just stopped there. But we resumed the negotiation last year, and according to the recent outcome of the contact, I think it's more than 90% of the issues are solved. Now we have 3 issues are left to be cleared. One is the automobile and concrete parts. The second one is meat. The third one is pork. But issues can be easily solved only if both sides shows more flexibility in their negotiations. But both countries have a strong will to conclude this FTA negotiations by the end of this year. So we can get good news by the end of this year. It's next month. Kenyan Prime Minister Stephen Harper will go and visit Korea to attend the anniversary ceremony of the armistice. It's around July 27th. So if these FTA negotiations are completed within this year, businessmen in British Columbia also have, I think, this a good opportunity to expand business opportunity also. And then about the bilateral, the business relationship between Korea and BC, I give you some numbers. I think it's the trade volume, already over the $10 billion. Among them, 50%, about more than 50% of the Canada's export to Korea is from BC, and also in favor of the British Columbia. In terms of balance of payments, services in favor. And also, we have a very close relationship with city to city, province to province. As you know, British Columbia has a sisterly relationship with Gyeonggi-do province in Seoul. It is most populated and I think economic hub of Korea. I think is Gyeonggi-do province. And also the municipal level, the Burnaby has a sisterly relationship with Asahi City. Asahi City houses a big automobile company, Kia and Hyundai. And Coquitlam has such a relationship with the city of Paju as a home of the display manufacturers. Seoul has Dongjak province, Western province, and Mosbeku has the close relationship with Togo district in Seoul. This is the brief overview of the bilateral relationship between Canada and Korea and between British Columbia and Korea. So I think there are, this is the only small part of the what we would here. If you consider the potential of the business opportunity and I think it's more expanded relationship. So bilaterally, I can say that we have only just kept we just opened the door. This is just beginning of our relationship. So if you cooperate, work hard and cooperate with the Korean business partners and Korean community and Korean community here, I hope we will have more productive outcome of the relationship. And also not just in the area of the economic business area, also culture and the people, exchange of peoples, and all walks of our life. We have a handful of cooperations here. any questions, I'll take only 2 questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. John Shane. That was a great presentation. Thank you. And I don't know if any of you have had many of you may not have had the chance to go to Korea. It's a really beautiful country. They're great, welcoming people, and it's a pleasure for us to host so many people who are community here today. And thank you again for coming. So you've had your tea, the high tea, and I think the kimchi and everything else is on its way. So I think we're just waiting for that to be served now. So if that's the people back and start getting that ready. While that's happening, we'll do the business card draw. I think did everybody have a chance to put their business cards in? Yeah? Okay.
That'd be neat.